My wonderful, wonderful people, a pleasant evening to everybody. Beautiful people, I wanted to vlog on this, for a little bit now, meaning just maybe a few days or a week or so ago. So the great, the talented, the gifted, the notable, the man who is just phenomenal, what he has accomplished. I'm not sure when next if somebody will ever accomplish what he has. He is like the Michael Jackson to this area, the Whitney Houston. I mean, we can name them all. He is the fantastic, gifted, incomparable, incomparable USAIN St. Leo Bolt. I am not just I'm not a bandwagonist. I'm a serious fan, and I have been a fan since he entered World Junior Championships. And even when he came off the scene, I never remembered his name, but I remembered him. And I would always ask people, have you seen this fellow that, had on a cape and he had a lightning bolt? I didn't realize that that was his name at the time. I was just really in awe by his gift, by his talent. So I'm a proper support. I don't think, let me tell you people, if I were to go into the nitty gritty of all the world games, I mean, when he came back in 2008 till he retired and so on, I mean, I miss nothing that he was a part of. Not one race that he was a part, paid, non-paid, the heat semis, I mean, you name them, I never missed it. I am a proper fan of this great man because, he reminds me of when he was calling the disciples, and they were not Christians as yet, you have to really work on them. However, he used his lens and saw through them. He let us say he was doing, like, when they talk about open heart surgery, and he looked at the hearts. And when he talked about Nathaniel and Philip, how they were good men, not perfect. And that is a kind of man for me, Usain Bolt. He's not my friend. I don't know him personally. I met him maybe twice. And I'm not a fan fanatic. Those people will go on the most way and go on crazy. No. But for the two times I had to go up and tell him that I'm a true supporter. Because you have the fake supporters, the bandwagon is not this girl. And I mean, I love and respect that man. That is somebody that I would befriend, not for his fame or fortune, but for who he is to me, his character, how I watch him, wonderful, wonderful man. Now, with all of that, he recently was interviewed by The Fix, and as in the two people who are mainly the hosts of The Fix. And he said that he considers himself a national hero because, people run up to him and say, because of you, the ghetto youths have hope. You have really inspired me. I can tell you that he has inspired me. I'm a few years older, but he has inspired me. He is, sometimes when I feel down or feel despondent and downcast and downtrodden, I just go back on all his races and just look at it and just look at his phenomenal, his prowess, his awesomeness as it relates to sprinting. And it reignites me and gives me back hope and faith that there really is a God who will do above what we can ever ask, think, or even imagine. And he said he considers himself a hero, but you know what? Because of politics and how things are here in our country, he wouldn't even pursue it. And I understand where it's going. And I want to say, my dear Usain Bolt, you deserve more than being a hero. When I think of the whole SSL saga, how they have 2.1 billion Jamaican dollars, whatever in the millions for the equivalent, US equivalent, and you stood your ground and you said, and I was looking at reading an article in the newspaper recently where you said that because you don't want Jamaica to look bad, but they're coming at you, asking you, the international bodies and people, and it's pressuring and you can't take it anymore. And it's as though you're going to talk about it until it really resolves. And it's not a matter that you need the money per se. It's a principle behind it, and to know that the country, because usually, if these people who become wealthy and they don't invest in our country, people say they're not loyalists, they're not devout, they're not devoted to the country, they're not committed. Just because they've made it, they feel like they're high and mighty and yada yada yada. And lo and behold, the fella decided to invest. I'm not saying that things can't go right, but good God, all of his money. And to date, not even dollar the man see from his own country. That cannot feel good. That cannot feel good. And if you don't make up in the mind that you're not going to pay the man, give him the hero status. He deserves it. Because he has safeguarded the country. He has not gotten up and spilled whatever beans, whatever he feels he knows, that can really put a dent on us. And it has been a while. It has been over a year. Kudos to him. And he has not broken, because he can break. Because if you listen to what he says, I don't remember which article I was reading in the newspaper, but in fairly recent times. That's a good youth. That is like a man after God's own heart. He's a fantastic human being, people. I rate him because just recently I was watching somebody, a lady couldn't pay somebody for something. And she said, I think it would work out to maybe about 3 months for something that not even is a drop in the bucket of that amount of money. Not even a drop in the bucket. And the way how the person who is owed was demolishing the woman, it was unbelievable. It was horrible to say the least. It was horrible. And this man who is owed 2 billion Jamaicans, he has to be a blessed man. He will never be poor. He will never be broke. Never. Because where he could emit evil or repay, when I say evil, get back at them, he really has emitted good. So he has repaid good for the evil that has been done to him. He deserves being a hero. That's the least that you guys can do for him. He's a phenomenal human being. I rate that guy. Honestly. Big up to you, Saint Leopold. It's no joke. It's no fluke. For people who know me, if I'm not for you, it's not about hatred. I'm just not for you. If you're just not, and it's really about the synergy and the energy of the person. Even Jesus had that, where the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the Zealots and the scribes were concerned. He didn't hate them. He loved them, but the love had to be distant, because he knew their hearts were rebellious and callous and sinister and malevolent towards him. So if I'm not for you, I'm not going to be speaking this way. I wouldn't be doing this. I'm not one who, sometimes when people do it, people don't understand that it is who they are. They feel that everything is about looking clout. It's just about scattering roses while people are alive, because we don't practice that in the world, especially in our country, Jamaica. We don't scatter roses when people are alive. We tend to do it when they're dead and gone. And I've promised myself that I'm going to scatter roses while you're alive. And if you really were decent, I'll scatter it again when you're gone. So it's like you're sandwiched by the scattering of the roses. You're going to be sandwiched. He deserves that. If you're not, people, I hope he gets back something, even the principal balance, something, even half the amount. You know what I mean? And you're saying, trust me, you'll get back 20 times more, 100 folds more. They don't give you back this. But the least they can do, if they're not going to do that, is to grant you hero status. They did it in Barbados with Rihanna. And I'm not saying that she has not accomplished greatness, but they knew why they gave her that. Mia Motley is a fantastic leader. We don't know the investments that she has done and the lives that she has saved. She doesn't have to go out and be a martyr, so to speak, and get her life out, taken out or annihilated. It doesn't have to be a case like that for you to be a hero. If you touch the lives and you make the lives of many people great, financially and socially and psychologically and mentally and emotionally, you deserve hero and heroine 20 times over. 20 times over. And I agree that his Saint Leopold has done. So I hear that he's so kind. I hear that he is so kind. Fantastic human being he is. Big up to you, Saint. I pray that you get that hero status. commissioned to you, or however they want to call it, you know. You deserve it, my friend. You really deserve it. You're a good human being. You contribute to the growth and the development of the country. Follow me on TikTok, subscribe.